Welcome to Visual Civil. In this video, we will explore the design of a reinforced concrete circular column using helical reinforcement with the help of numerical example. So let's get started. Let us design a circular column of diameter 450 mm. The column is subjected to an axial service load of 1200 kN. Its unsupported length is 3.68 meter and it is effectively held in position at both ends and not restrained against rotation. For this design, we will be working with M20 grade concrete and Fe415 grade steel. Step by step, we will check slenderness limit, minimum eccentricities and determine the required reinforcement details. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how to design a circular column with helical reinforcement under axial load conditions. Let us begin by checking whether the given column is a short column or a slender column. According to clause 25.1.2 of IS 456-2000, a column may be considered short when both slenderness ratios LEX by D and LEY by B are less than 12. Here, LEX is the effective length with respect to the major axis and LEY is the effective length with respect to the minor axis. The capital D represents depth of column in respect of major axis, while small b represents the width of column. Considering same unsupported length in respect of major and minor axis, the effective length is also same in respect of both axes. Let us denote this as a LE. Referring to table 28 of IS 456-2000, for a column effectively held in position at both ends but not restrained against rotation, the effective length is taken as 1 times the unsupported length. Therefore, the effective length of column is 3.68 meters. Now, the slenderness ratio is calculated by dividing the effective length by the diameter of the column. This gives us a value of 8.18, which is less than 12. Hence, the given column is classified as a short column. According to clause 25.4 of IS 456, all the columns shall be designed for the minimum eccentricity, which is equal to unsupported length of column divided by 500 plus lateral dimensions divided by 30, subjected to a minimum of 20 mm. Let us now calculate this minimum eccentricity for column. Remember, in this expression, both the unsupported length and the lateral dimension must be substituted in millimeters. After substituting the values and solving, we obtain a minimum eccentricity of 22.36 mm. Since this is greater than 20 mm, we adopt 22.36 mm as the minimum design eccentricity. Moving on to clause 39.3, it states that when the minimum eccentricity does not exceed 0.05 times the lateral dimension, the column may be designed using the simplified equation provided in this clause. So, let us calculate 0.05 times the diameter of the column. This comes out to 22.5 mm, which is more than minimum eccentricity 22.36 mm. Therefore, we will use the formula given in clause 39.3 to calculate the longitudinal reinforcement. Since helical reinforcement is being provided as per clause 39.4, the strength of a circular column with helical reinforcement shall be considered as 1.05 times the strength of a similar column with lateral ties. Therefore, the right hand side of the formula will be multiplied by 1.05. In this formula, Pu represents the ultimate axial load. AC is the area of a concrete in the column section and ASC is the area of longitudinal reinforcement. Now let us calculate the ultimate axial load PU. This is obtained by multiplying the service load P with the partial safety factor of 1.5. Hence, the ultimate axial load comes out to be 1800 kN. Next, the area of a concrete AC is calculated by deducting the area of a longitudinal reinforcement ASC from the total gross cross-sectional area of the column AG. Now, after substituting the values and solving, the required longitudinal reinforcement is found to be 1639 mm square. As per clause 26.5.3.1 of IS 456-2000, the minimum longitudinal reinforcement should be 0.8% of the gross cross-sectional area, while the maximum for practical consideration should not exceed 4% of the gross area. On calculation, the minimum steel area works out to be 1272 mm square and the maximum to 6358 mm square. Since our required reinforcement of 1639 mm square lies within this range, therefore the design is acceptable. Moving ahead, as per clause 26.5.3.1 C and D, the minimum number of bars in a circular column is 6 and the minimum diameter of each bar is 12 mm. For the design, let us select bars of 16 mm diameter, each having a cross-sectional area of 201 mm square. Dividing the required steel area by the area of one bar, we get approximately 9 bars. Therefore, we provide 9 number of 16 mm diameter bars as longitudinal reinforcement, giving a total steel area of 1809 mm square. Now, let us compute the transverse reinforcement in the form of helical reinforcement. According to clause 26.5.3.2d, the diameter of a helical reinforcement or spirals shall be in accordance with clause 26.5.3.2c. As per that, the diameter of the spiral shall not be less than 1/4 of the largest longitudinal bar and in no case less than 6 mm. Hence, assume 8 mm diameter spiral with pitch SV. Consider the clear cover to the spiral as 40 mm. The cross-section area of each spiral bar is calculated as 50.24 mm square. Next, let us calculate the pitch of the spiral denoted as SV. This can be computed using the relationship mentioned in the clause 39.4.1, which says the ratio of a volume of helical reinforcement to the volume of the core shall not be less than given expression. Here, AG represents gross area of the section, while AC refers to the area of the core of the helically reinforced column measured to the outside diameter of the helix. So, let us work step by step to compute all the parameters required in this expression. We begin with the diameter of the concrete core, measured to the outside of the helix. This is obtained by deducting the clear cover from both sides of the column diameter. After calculation, we get a core diameter of 370 mm. Using this diameter, we now calculate the area of the concrete core. To find the actual core area, we subtract the total area of the longitudinal main bars. After computation, the value comes out to be 105,658 mm square. Finally, from this area, we determine the volume of the core per pitch height. This is simply the core area multiplied by the pitch SV, which is equal to 105,658 multiplied by SV mm cube. Next, let us calculate the diameter of the spiral measured to the center of the spiral bar. This is obtained by subtracting the spiral bar diameter, which is 8 mm, from the core diameter of 370 mm. After calculation, the spiral diameter comes out to 362 mm. Now, let us determine the length of one turn spiral as shown in figure. This is simply the perimeter based on that diameter. The computed length is 1137 mm. Finally, using this length and the cross-sectional area of the spiral bar, we calculate the volume of one turn spiral. The result is 57,123 cubic millimeters. Now we have gathered all the required parameters. So let's move on to solving the expression given in clause 39.4.1. After substituting the values and carrying out the calculation, we find that the pitch of the spiral or helical reinforcement comes out to be 61.78 millimeters. According to clause 26.5.3.2, the pitch of helical turns shall be not more than 75 mm, nor more than 1/6 of the core diameter of the column. It should not be less than 25 mm or 3 times diameter of the helical or spiral bar. Therefore, we provide 8 mm diameter spiral at 60 mm pitch center to center. Finally, let us summarize the design and the reinforcement detailing. An axial loaded circular short column is designed with M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. The diameter of the column is 450 mm. 9 number of 16 mm dia bars are provided as a longitudinal reinforcement, while 8 mm dia spirals are provided at pitch of 60 mm center to center, as shown in the figure. If you like this video, then share your thoughts in comment section. Subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of such interesting videos for visual and simplified learning of various civil engineering topics.